you not gonna talk crazy to me and then go run to HR talking about some I done bullied you because my mouth's slicker than yours. I ain't going for it. And I, again, like you say, with you being the big burly man that you are, I can see sometimes that being a problem. So how did you handle your construction job? Did you just like stay there even though you didn't feel respected?
I got fired.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, you know, that's normally what happens when you work a job you don't really like, okay? That's kind of what goes along with that. That goes along with it. So one of the ways that I handle my stress when I was at any job is I found things to do. So how do you handle the stress when you're at a job that's just like mostly uncomfortable for you? Like, what is your go-to when you feel like, okay, like when customers just got on your last damn nerves, what do you do?
Oh, I go smoke cigarettes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What about when it's same thing for management or just co-workers?
Yeah.
Just
and so I've always had in my younger life, I always had the attitude, I don't need this job need me.
Right.
I can always find another job. So, most of the jobs in which I've gotten fired from or terminated was for attendance.
Okay.
Because I'll just not come up.
Yeah, you've always been a very laid back kind of guy. I've only seen you upset like 2 times. I don't know, 5 years we worked together, 4 years we worked together. I only saw you like really upset like a couple of times. And when I did see you upset, it was the funniest shit ever. And I did not mind laughing because you know me. It was so tickled. So since he's trying to be all laid back and chill, I'm gonna tell you about the time I saw him really mad. It was a customer that was on the phone, and I don't know, the dude was from Jersey, just like he was from Jersey, and the dude said something real slick to RL.
Oh yeah.
You remember him? For like 5 minutes, we like was like, is he talking like on his cell phone or is he talking to like a customer? He was going in, and it was so funny because when we realized that it was a customer, we was like, oh my God, somebody stop him. And Marsha hung up the phone for him. He was going in. He must have been out of cigarettes that day because the customer pissed him.
Oh yeah, that's dude. Yeah, he said something very disrespectful on the telephone.
Hey,
like if we had been in person, we would have been.
It was something about your mama too, wasn't it? Yeah, it was something about your mama, and you was like, "Oh, why did he do that?" Because it was so funny. And then Marsha hung up on him. He was like, "Dude, what are you doing?" So that's one of the only 2 times that I did see him upset. So I guess I can say that you are a pretty laid back dude because you handled a lot of stress related situations.
Yeah, because I generally realize that particularly dealing with customers, they're not mad at me personally. Mm-hmm. They're mad at the company.
Right.
So I try not to take it personally. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not upset with me. They don't even know me.
What about management?
Well, that's different because either they haven't gotten to know you or they have preconceived notions.
That's mine. That's mine.
Preconceived notions.
Every new manager that I've gotten, somebody's already told them something about me, so they already ready to nuck and buck before they even meet me. And I definitely agree with that. That was a lot of my mental health issue, and I don't care who you are. I'm not about to change who I am to try to accommodate a job, because at the end of the day, I'm just a number. And I do understand. I've been at that stress where, you know, he's more laid back. I'm not. I'm gonna bite your head off, and you know. And as long as you keep it professional with me, I'll keep it professional with you. But the second you make it personal, I'm gonna get personal, and I'm gonna tell you, okay, you just went personal, so now it's fair game, you know.
Right.
So when I got to that point where I was stressed like that at work, I started like taking my lunch breaks at work in my car. I took my, you know, my regular breaks in my car. I just avoided just everybody all together because it just became a point of, and that was that I had been there for years, and it was just getting to a point where fair is fair and fair is not fair, and they were not being fair. And I'm not one of those people that buckle. I can't make you think that what you doing is about the right, and then that messes with my morals and my ethics. And I mean, I never lied. Do you agree? Did I ever lie about who I was or how I did? Did I ever? No, ever. If you say something to me, I'm saying something back if it doesn't make sense. And one of the things that irritated me more than anything is to hire somebody who's not skilled at the job that you got them supervising me for. Right. So now they're giving me a bunch of misinformation, wrong information. I've been here longer and I know the job. You ain't never done the job. So then when I'm trying to help you help yourself, you want to be mad because you got the manager position. And so I don't want your job. You can calm your ass all the way down. I'm trying to help you because they didn't hire you and you don't know what the hell you doing.
Right.
And you get that a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I'm a big time professional of everything that I've ever done. Mm-hmm. But if you hired into a position and I know for a fact you don't know what the hell you doing, hey, I tried for a minute to help you. But the problem that I found with a lot of African American or brown employees when you do that is they get intimidated and they think that you trying to take something from them or trying to outshine them in their position. Mm-hmm. That's never it. I think that's one of the biggest crab in the barrel problems we have as people of our color. Yeah. Instead of helping each other at work and being there for each other, we become, I ain't gonna say I've seen a lot of overseers at a lot of jobs.
Right.
Like our last job, we got a black manager. And when his white supervisor told him when we was doing our group picture, he didn't even just tell him, he just said it out loud. Now, mind you, the team is all brown people with the exception of maybe 2 people. The white manager go, do a jail pose. This black manager, the only one that stopped to do the jail pose. Everybody brown. We are in a corporate building, a professional building. All the brown people on the team look at the manager like, what the hell? Yeah, and that's what RL did. He shook his head like, oh my God, he did not.
Cool.
He straight did a jail pose. Shit blew us, and then we was all sitting to the side talking about, like, all the brown people was like, okay, so did anybody else notice that he did the jail pose? Like that kind of thing. So I think we have to mentally prepare ourselves when we have a job where we are coming to and it is a toxic environment. We need to have a game plan every day. If you are at a job where you feel like the environment is just toxic every day, you are not going to be able to change the minds of the people that you work with. Most of them have already basically decided how they feel and about you, how they feel about the job, how they feel about life in general. Do you agree?
Yeah. Yes.
So you definitely can't control them, but
right.
You can control yourself. And like I said, you know, RL is, or like even RL said, he's very laid back, very relaxed. You know, it takes a lot to piss him off. So he's able to handle a lot more of the stressors than I am. But do you think that's in general, talking to other black men who work in corporate America or wherever they work, do you feel like as a black man, you guys are more like subdued, like chill mode, to kind of like keep the peace, or is it just
it's more so for your mental health? No, because at the end of the day, it's just a job. You're only here to collect a check unless you're working for yourself or doing something that you really love.
I agree.
So no, if it comes, if your job gets you to the point where you are unhappy, let's try to find a new job. Now that is definitely easier said than done, but I mean that's what you got to do, or you're going to be paying for therapist sessions.
Like me, I was about to lose it at that job. I ain't even gonna lie to you, boy. I was ready to fight down there every day. Boy, I was talking about it was a mental drain at that job. And it's crazy because it's like you put a bunch of brown people against each other and we all bickering, going back and forth with each other while they sit and watch us, you know, and it's crazy. And I'm not saying that just for every company, because like I said, I've had some great African American, and just so happened that like all of them that were like the greatest bosses was females. Like, I had some great female bosses. Like, 2 of them are still like my closest friends, and like one of them is coming down to do a show with me like next week. So I've had some great supervisors. Well, that looked like that's all our time for today. Before we leave this session today, RL, with you being as nice and calm and subdued as you are, for those that are able to be that subdued, how do you advise handling the stressors at work? And I mean, because you pretty much nailed it on the head, because that's where I was heading to. Do you quit or do you not quit? You know, and like you said,
you don't take it personal, and you know, I'm very much so into the entrepreneurial spirit. So if you can get out there and find something that you can, make your own, then that's what I advise. But yeah, you have to do something that makes you happy. And if the job is stressing you out, then it's time for you to. Your health is more important.
Always. And I one of the things that in the early 90s that I used to hear all the time is, I'm from East St. Louis, but the first time even in East St. Louis that I heard about somebody going postal at work was a postal worker. You ever hear them stories about how you get fired as a postal worker and you come back and shoot your... Hell, we even had a girl at our job that we thought was going to come up there and shoot their face, so her ass was crazy as that thing. The one that accused you of hitting on her.
Oh.
She was lying. It was so funny. Oh my God, if you could have seen her, it was so funny. Ariel was mad at us because we bust out laughing at his ass every time he walked in the office about that one for like a week or two. But what I do to release the stress is I find things and ways to avoid the conflict. I can't control nobody else. I can only control myself. So what I have to do is take myself out of the situation. And there has been times where I feel like I was still dragged into situations. But don't get me wrong, I gave into a lot of them, a whole lot of them. But at the same time, I learned. Now, mind you, I have not been in the workforce it'll be a year in May, because I've been ill back and forth, and I've been having issues, with my health. But for the most part, I am better, a whole lot better than what I was before. My attitude is still raunchy, but I have yet to get back into the workforce yet. I'm still kind of edgy. I'm still working on my mental health. I'm not ready yet. But I think when I do get back to the workforce, if I'm forced to go back to the workforce, because right now I am running my own company now. So, but if I am forced to get back into the workforce, I'm going to have a game plan. I'm going to have a plan. And when right now I'm just an author, podcast host, and I get to just have my own free time and my own free will. But when it's time for me to get back into the workforce, if that's what I'm forced to do, I'm going to do a whole game plan before I go back, a whole mental, this is what's going to happen, or this is what I need to do just in case I'm at one of those jobs where I feel like, especially now, since my mental health has been so, all over the place, and my physical health has been so all over the place. I want to make sure I'm healing properly, even when I'm around others or have to work in that environment.
Right.
So understand. So I want to thank you very much, RL, for again joining me today. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
I hope you are to come again. I really do. You like my husband. Y'all so quiet and silent giant type that I have to make sure that I'm kind of gentle when I got y'all on my show. So
I certainly will be back.
Oh, definitely. Good. Again, mental health recovery is my mission. I want to thank you all for joining me on my show today. I don't look like what I've been through. I am EJayShonte, and until next time, see you then.